So, ladies and gentlemen, this is obviously a bit unusual in light of the coronavirus and the directives from the governor's office, and soon, I understand, the President of the United States. Today's graduation is obviously a little different than any of our other graduations. We've been doing this since 1960, and we've checked the records, and this is the first time that we've had to do something like this. But with the support of the Coast Community College District and certainly our administration at Golden West College, we recognize the importance of this occasion. And so we didn't want to outright cancel the graduation because these young men and women in Class 161 have done way too much work for their respective agencies to equip themselves to be peace officers in today's environment. So the decision was made to go ahead with the Academy graduation, but again, in light of the coronavirus, we were going to have a non-public situation. So thanks to all the chief executive officers and command officers that are here today representing their recruits and our critical training partners. And so I think we'll get started. We're videotaping this for the recruits' families' benefits, and we're live streaming it. Thank you very much to Golden West College's promotions department and new media. Greg Parks from that department is here and is managing the live streaming and the videotaping, and Officer Mike Short from Laguna Beach PD, who's our Academy videographer. You'll see the class video later, but is also videoing a good part of the ceremonies today. So with that being said, let's have the recruits enter the auditorium. Class 161, please enter.
Class 161, forward, march!
Would everyone please rise?
Present arms!
Will the honor guard from Class 161 please enter the stage?
Ready? Begin. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, arms!
Good morning, my name is Chad Kim. I'm one of the chaplains for Class 161. If everyone could please bow their heads. Dear Lord, thank you for this glorious day and the blessings you have bestowed upon these 58 graduating recruits. Bless the people that have helped us succeed, family, friends, and all those attached to the Regional Criminal Justice Training Center, especially our RTO staff and instructors. I ask that you look over these new officers as they go to their respective communities. Please keep each one of them safe and watch over them. As you said in Joshua chapter 1, verse 9, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Lord, we are out there protecting the people that you hold close. Give us the strength to overcome fear, knowing that you are there guiding and watching over us. Lord, once again, thank you for this day and all the days after. In your name we pray. Amen.
As has been tradition, it's appropriate for us to recognize those peace officers who lost their lives in the line of duty during that period of time that Class 161 was in session.
Reset. Arms.
Captain Albert Torres, Los Angeles Department of Recreation and Parks, end of watch, October 12th, 2019. Deputy Brian Ishmael, El Dorado County Sheriff's Department, end of watch, October 23rd, 2019. Deputy Amber Least, Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, end of watch, January 12th, 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Ready. Seat.
I think most of you know who I am, but I'm Ron Lowenberg. I have the privilege and honor of serving as the Dean and Director of the Regional Criminal Justice Training Center at Golden West College. And it's my honor now to introduce the dignitaries that have joined us on stage. First and foremost, our college president, Tim McGrath. John Arnold, Chief John Arnold, is the chief of the Coast Community College Police Department. Representing the Alhambra Police Department, Assistant Chief Eric Parra. Eric. From the Anaheim Police Department, Chief Jorge Cisneros. Great. From the Brea Police Department, Chief John Burks. John. One of our state agency representatives, California Department of Motor Vehicles, Division of Investigations, Chief Tom Wilson. Representing the Cypress Police Department, and he'll be introduced more appropriately later because he's our keynote speaker, Chief Rod Cox. I owe Chief Matt Shepard from the Fountain Valley Police Department a public apology, my sincere apologies. The program somehow got messed up, and you'll notice by looking at the program that it still has the former chief, Chief Kevin Childs, as the chief. Obviously, we know that the now chief is Chief Matt Shepard. Matt? Interim Center Coordinator, the big tall guy, Steve Ames. From the Garden Grove Police Department, Chief Tom DeRay. One of our training partners from Los Angeles County, I hope, Chief, that somebody checked your visitor's visa as you entered into Orange County, Chief Michael Ishii. And this next person I consider a very close professional friend for a number of reasons, certainly one being since I had the honor of serving as the police chief in Huntington Beach for 13 years, I'm hoping that Chief Rob Handy can do as good a job as I did. So ladies and gentlemen, from the Huntington Beach Police Department, Chief Rob Handy. From the La Habra Police Department, Chief Jerry Price. Chief Price asked me before the ceremony began if I was going to be able to do this without an audience, and boy, I'm not sure. Monterey Park Police Department, congratulations to Chief Kelly Gordon, our junior chief on the podium today. From the Orange Police Department, Chief Tom Casella. Tom? Another LA County agency, I don't know if you guys drove together, but you probably should have. Palos Verde Estates Police Department, Captain Tony Best. Tony? From the Placentia Police Department, Captain Brad Butts. Brad? Another need for an apology. The program says Acting Chief Mark Lauterbach. We know that recently he was appointed the permanent chief. Westminster Police Department Chief Mark Lauterbach. And last but not least, in alphabetical order, the representative from the Whittier Police Department, Captain Kent Miller. Well, I've had the privilege of doing this kind of thing in this area of policing for over 50 years. I know I don't look that old. No, actually, I know I look that old. And I've had the privilege of working with some pretty outstanding people. This next individual, Sergeant David Natividad, is one of those individuals that I've had the privilege to work with. And as I read his bio, I think you'll understand why. David is a 32-year law enforcement professional. You can tell by looking at the hash marks on his sleeve. He was a graduate of the Reserve and Basic programs at Golden West College, another example of local boy makes big. He did that in 1987. He joined our staff at the Criminal Justice Training Center in 1990. He has taught a variety of subjects for us over the years, including arrest and control, firearms, and traffic collision investigation. Sergeant Natividad serves the Orange Police Department as a motorcycle enforcement supervisor and is a member of the SWAT team and the department's mounted enforcement unit. and most importantly, at least for me, this is Sergeant Natividad's last academy as an executive training officer. Class 161, you've been privileged to work with Sergeant Natividad for the last 6 months. Carry with you the rest of your career the lessons you've learned from all of staff, but specifically from Sergeant Natividad. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant David Natividad.
Well, thank you and good morning. Good morning, class. Good morning, sir. I was wondering if you could actually be polite. There you go. It's a good start. You've worked hard, and we'll get through this program, and I'm sure you're enjoying yourself. At this time, though, I'd like to introduce the rest of the staff. They're the ones that have done the majority of the on-the-ground training. The Academy, for those watching and listening, is made up of a number of subject matter experts, from classroom instructors to force instructors, arrest control people, special weapons instructors. But the RTOs, or recruit training officers, are that entity within the class that brings that all together. They bind or glue together all the lessons into practical application and prepare as best as possible the class for the training program. We're trying to narrow the gap between Academy and the field training program, and I think they've done an excellent job. They're teachers, advisors, counselors, and oftentimes disciplinarians. I'm sure you felt a little bit of that. I've observed part of it. They're all full-time peace officers with their agencies, and they cover a variety of assignments, from field training officers, canine handlers, detectives, personnel and training specialists, line-level supervisors, and police lieutenants. Their ancillary duties include a variety of things that I won't mention all of, but they include SWAT team members, crisis negotiators, press information officers, and then instructors within their own agency. Each RTO meets the requirements for adjunct faculty set forth by the state of California and the Coast Community College District. Additionally, each has been endorsed by their chief of police or executive officer to serve under Ron Lowenberg at the Criminal Justice Training Center. It's been my pleasure to serve alongside these officers. As they enter, I will introduce them individually and very quickly, so please hold your applause until I've introduced each one of them. From the Anaheim Police Department, Lieutenant Willie Triplett. From the Orange Police Department, Lieutenant Scott Jorgensen. From Fountain Valley, Lieutenant Jared Fromm. From the Cypress Police Department, Sergeant Scott Osmus. From the Los Angeles Police Department, Sergeant Hector Madrigal. From Cypress, Sergeant Jesse Ortiz. From Los Angeles Police Department, Sergeant John Wolf. From the Fullerton Police Department, Sergeant Karen Wright. From Laguna Police Department, Sergeant Jason Ferris. From Garden Grove PD, Master Officer Brian Mears. From Fountain Valley, Canine Officer Brian Castile. And from the Placentia Police Department, Canine Officer Austin Martinez. We also have some RTOs not on stage today that could not join us for work obligations. Sergeant Tom Wong from the Anaheim Police Department, Detective Daniel Chichester from the Huntington Beach Police Department, Officer Elena Clark from the Downey Police Department, and working backstage because her pregnancy doesn't allow her to be in uniform and she doesn't want to join us today, is Officer Audrey Chang from the Orange Police Department. This is the staff of Class 161. At this time, I would call forward Recruit Cornelison for the class president address.
Thank you, distinguished guests, law enforcement personnel, and Academy staff for being here today. We appreciate all the family, friends, and many others who are watching live and will view this later. We wish you could be here with us. On Saturday, September 28th, 2019, Class 161 met for the first time. Although that was only 6 months ago, it feels like years since day zero. In 24 weeks, 72 baby recruits became the 58 Harding graduates you see before you. So what have these past 24 weeks of sacrifice and dedication consisted of for Class 161? What are the experiences and challenges that have shaped these Academy graduates? The first 8 to 10 weeks consisted of groups of recruits running around unable to function as a team. Tremendous stress will cause you to do and say some ridiculous things. What this means is clothes were thrown all over the Academy grounds, a car was parked on the grinder, and a tremendous amount of time was spent in the front-leaning rest position where we performed more push-ups than most people do in a lifetime. We were strangers tasked with working as a team to reach a common goal, and that goal was not simply just being here today. It was about being prepared as humanly possible for field training, personally embracing the law enforcement code of ethics and 6 pillars of character, modeling our personal and professional behavior in a manner worthy of wearing the badge, and to finally truly understand that we are our brothers and sisters' keepers. It's hard to comprehend how 24 weeks can truly transform someone. Such a short amount of time seems insignificant in the grand scheme of life, but it has had such a profound impact. Together, we experienced over 1,000 hours of instruction, hundreds of inspections and homework assignments, all handwritten, I might add, 95 hours of PT, 91 hours on the range, 75 hours in the mat room for arrest and control, 58 hours of investigative report writing, 14 scenario tests, 3 post-tests, 1 week of VVOC, and exposure to OC spray, tear gas, and a taser. And for those who don't know, the common street name for OC spray is Satan's sweat. And then one recruit fell prey to tear gas, and by fell, he passed out. We spent time calling cadence and running at the beach. We learned how to conduct a proper building search in an abandoned mental hospital, and yes, it was as creepy as it sounds. We carried around and shared food with recruit Jake, a mannequin used to practice CPR, and figured out that keys are dangerous in the hands of RTO Sergeant Osmus. Some of our finest teaching moments came from the dumb mistakes we made. We now know to lock our car doors and our lockers, to hold on tight to our batons, that when we don't make time for the 33, we will end up diving face first in giant sand puddles, fully clothed. We were taught the proper place to store our pretzels, and learned to never, ever wear a flannel while shooting in the desert. All the challenges brought us closer together. All the sacrifice and time away from family and friends, we became a family. And like any family, we had moments of laughter and fighting, joy and disappointment. Every family has their fair share of healthy competition, trash talk, and bantering, and it seemed we were no different. We were pushed to our limits and proved to ourselves that we could go farther than we ever thought possible. Somewhere along the way, we decided that Class 161 would be known as the class to rise up to the expectations set before us, and to make those who have gone before us proud. We are a product of the dedication of many people that we need to thank. Thank you to the law enforcement officers and agencies who saw something in each of us, for giving us a chance to prove that we could make you proud and pass the first test in becoming a police officer. Thank you to Huntington Beach and Chief Handy for hiring me. Thank you to our families, significant others, children, friends, mentors, and all those who make up our support system. Your sacrifice and dedication to seeing us through this academy is what got us here today. You were the ones who continued to encourage us and kept pushing onward when things got tough. We would not be here without you. Thank you to Chief Lowenberg, Captain Ames, and the rest of the Criminal Justice Training Center staff. There is so much done behind the scenes that we take for granted. We are incredibly fortunate to have learned from the best and to have attended what must be one of the very best entry-level law enforcement training programs in the country. Thank you to the amazing staff who took time each week to help us grow. A special thank you to ETO Sergeant Natividad, the fearless leader of the RTO staff. Sir, you have until 10 p.m. tonight to convince us that motors truly are cool. We appreciate all the RTO's passion for the profession of law enforcement and desire to shape the next generation of officers. It is evident in your consistent presence and desire to push us to be better. We are a product of your hard work and time spent away from your own family and friends, and hope you are proud of what we have become. Thanks to you, we are going forth with our eyes wide open, always checking those hard corners, holding tight to our equipment, aware of the questions we need to ask, and ready for what comes next. And thank God for the new recruits of Class 162 that you get to focus all your attention on now. Thank you, Class 161, for the most memorable 24 weeks and for electing me to be your class president. I'm truly honored to be the person you saw fit to be here today. There's a lot we don't know about police work. Today we are Academy graduates, and tomorrow we will be hit with the reality that we are new officers and have so much more to learn. What we can hold on to right now is why we chose this profession and the hard work it took to get to this point. We can hold on to the hope of making our communities better and the desire to work hard daily. And when the hours become long and it seems like we can never do anything right, remember this moment. Don't ever forget what it took to get here, and hold on to the excitement of the journey ahead of us. Let's enter our careers with our heads up, ready for the amazing ride ahead of us. Class 161, rise up.
So each class takes on its own personality. Each class is unique. The class president did a nice job of articulating some of those differences. But I wanted to share another difference with you, and that is, this is not the first time we've had a female as president of the class. But this is the first time we've had a female that's the class president and the class vice president. We're making progress. What I'd like to do now, and class 162, I hope you're paying close attention. There will be a test later. But I want you to know, and I briefly mentioned it in my opening remarks, but yesterday was an interesting day. I met with the class early in the day and said, gee, if we restricted your ability to only invite 2 family members, would that be okay with you, considering the alternative would be to cancel the academy class graduation? The class unanimously said, sure. It might have had something to do with the fact that I was standing at the podium. But as that day progressed, lots of decisions were made one way and then the other and then back, and we communicated with college administration, with district administration, with our training partner agencies, and we came up with this conclusion, that you have devoted way too much time of your life and energy, as I mentioned earlier, to this academy class. One person that you need to know that had the greatest influence on this decision was our college president. So I'd like to have President Tim McGrath please come to the podium and share some quick remarks with the class. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Ron. I don't normally do this. I think it's an honor to speak to cadets and police officers. And I don't think a civilian, and there's only a few of us in the room, normally the room is filled, really deserves the honor to speak to you because of the work and the dedication and really the career that you have embarked on my behalf. So this is unique. So I'm going to do something different, and that is ask all of you to stand up, please. And turn around and look at the empty seats, because that is us, the civilians that you protect. Today, you can't hear us, and most days when you go to work, you don't hear us. But each day, we say thank you. We're silent. We need to, as civilians, stand up and really shout out thank you. But we don't do as well as we do at our job of thanking you as you do at yours of protecting us. So today, your families are watching. We watch you every day. A number of us pray for you every day on our way to work, for your safety, for the job that you do. But what I want you to do today, because this is unique, is to remember, though you don't hear us, we hear you, and we thank you.
Ready? Seats.
Tim, thank you. I've worked for a number of college presidents and a number of city managers and a number of police chiefs, and the list goes on and on. But I want you to know sincerely, I appreciate your support, and more importantly, you're willing to make those comments this morning. Thank you very much. So now it's time for our keynote speaker. And I know the program says that I'm going to introduce the keynote speaker. But I'm going to delegate that responsibility to Captain Steve Ames, because Steve Ames is more appropriate person to introduce this guest speaker for a number of reasons. One is that when Chief Rod Cox graduated from the academy, pay attention class, Steve Ames was his recruit training officer. Some years later, when Chief Cox, then Officer Cox, and later Sergeant Cox, joined our staff as an instructor and recruit training officer, he worked with Steve. Steve was his executive training officer, and I guess most of the time, although Rod can be a challenge, I must admit, he followed direction. So let me share one quick personal story with you. A number of years ago, when Rod was the executive training officer for one of our classes, we were graduating at the Rose Center in the city of Westminster. And later on in the program, you'll note that I will announce the class recipient of the Director's Award. And usually I kind of check the script, but I was remiss in my responsibility to check the script that particular graduation. And when I got to the presentation of the Director's Award, I noted that Sergeant Cox had not placed the name of the recruit who was receiving the Director's Award in the script. So after we kind of chuckled about that, I told the audience that if they wished to stick around after the academy graduation, they could witness Sergeant Cox doing a number of push-ups for the Dean of Director. All kidding aside, ladies and gentlemen, an outstanding police professional is about to be introduced, but let me give you another outstanding police command officer, retired and has been involved at the center for over 30 years, Captain Steve Ames.
Good morning, class. Good morning, sir. Before I introduce Chief Cox, I want to formally recognize and welcome Class 162 that is here today. On their off day, and you'd have to go through the academy to understand just how valuable that off time is. I appreciate you being here, Class 162, to support Class 161. And I truly hope that being here serves as motivation to persevere for the next 24 weeks and hopefully on that day be in these same seats that Class 161 is in. Sound like a plan? Yes, sir. Excellent, excellent. It's truly my pleasure to introduce Chief Cox. Not only because of his long history and association with the Criminal Justice Training Center here at Golden West College, because as the chief said, I was Rod's, as I'll refer to him, Chief Cox's executive training officer when he went through Class 102. So I guess you truly know you're getting old when you're introducing somebody that is at the culmination of a 30-year career. So on to his introduction. Chief Cox, a United States Army veteran, began his career with the Cypress Police Department as a police officer in 1990. Rod advanced through the ranks of the department, having served in nearly every assignment and rank within the organization, culminating in his appointment as the 11th Cypress Chief of Police on July 31st, 2015. Chief Cox holds a Bachelor of Science degree from California State University, Long Beach, and a Master of Arts degree in Organizational Leadership from Brandman University. Throughout his career, Rod has demonstrated his commitment to the community by giving of his free time, serving others, and presently serves as a board member on the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Anaheim and Cypress, the Cypress Police Foundation, and the Cypress College Foundation. He is the president of the National Guard Sunbirth Youth Challenge Academy Foundation and a volunteer for Honoring Our Fallen, a military service organization. Chief Cox has a long history with the Criminal Justice Training Center at Golden West College. He's a proud graduate of Class 102 and has served the center in a variety of different capacities, including executive training officer, RTO, academy instructor, semester course instructor, and he presently serves as the chair of the Regional Criminal Justice Training Center's Executive Advisory Committee and the California Police Chiefs Association representative on the State Chancellor's Public Safety Education Advisory Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Chief Rod Cox.
So I want to start with, if the dean is going to throw me under the bus for making a mistake, I want to tell you that yesterday, I was instructed that the academy graduation would be at Golden West College in the multipurpose room. I drove there in the rain, and I might add that somebody had to get to Starbucks really bad because they cut off 3 cars that caused me to swerve into other lanes and almost caused a car wreck. So I'm glad to be alive here today after being misdirected to the wrong location. I highly doubt that Dean Ron Lohenberg will actually get down and do the push-ups, because I wouldn't. So, I'm going to go off speech and on speech back and forth here a little bit, but I'm going to talk to you a few minutes about some things that have been my experience as a police officer and rising up through the ranks. But the president of the college did a really good job about talking about the empty seats in the room. And I want to throw out an idea to you. I'm sure your staff has already done it, but you're in uniform today. When you get home, put it on and take some pictures with your family, have them repin the badge or whatever it looks like. And you'll also have that opportunity when you get to your agencies as well to do that. But make sure you take plenty of pictures of that, because normally you'd be doing that here. And unfortunately, the situation we find ourselves in won't allow that to happen. I will say, as a police chief in the Orange County community and the law enforcement community in general, that the absolute right decision was made to hold the graduation exactly how we're doing it today, just to not spread the virus any more than need be. And when you look at what we're doing today, it's completely off the beaten path. But know that you keep your chin up. Other events have been canceled. When life throws you lemons, you make lemonade. And when the world throws you the coronavirus, you buy toilet paper and cancel events. So this morning, President Tim McGrath, Chief Ron Lohenberg, and staff of the Criminal Justice Training Center, distinguished guests, those of you watching live, most importantly, the families that are out there watching live via live stream. It's a distinct honor and privilege to be standing before you today delivering the commencement address on one of the most important days of your lives. One of the reasons why I take great pride in being here is that I too am a proud graduate of this institution, Class 102, a former recruit training officer, an executive training officer, and an adjunct faculty member here at Golden West College. And nearly 30 years ago, I walked across this stage, stood on that same yellow tape line there on the stage, and had my badge pinned upon my chest. There was no coronavirus at the time, so my wife was allowed to be here and took care of that. I've experienced the same professional and character-based instruction that you have, and like you, it changed my life forever, and still continues to. Yes, you have successfully completed 6 months of professional law enforcement training that is among the very best in the nation. You studied until you could no longer stay awake, examined topics and issues more thoroughly than someone completing a master's thesis, learned the safe and accurate use of law enforcement weaponry, pushed yourself to the physical breaking point in PT and arrest and control, and after all that, had to demonstrate your understanding of the entirety of what you learned during realistic live scenario training in front of actors and evaluators monitoring your every word and move. You should be very proud, as this experience will in all likelihood remain high on your list of lifetime achievements. However, before you walk across this stage, I want to make sure you have a clear understanding of what you have signed up to do, the commitment you are about to make, and recognize the challenges and dangers you are about to face, because they are real. The departments you work for and the communities you serve will expect and demand the very best of you. During every single human encounter, both on and off duty, regardless of the difficulty, the symbol of this authority, your badge, represents tremendous responsibility and power that must be exercised with great care. When I started in this profession nearly 30 years ago, the job was much simpler. Instead of a laptop, our cars were equipped with a notepad and the officer with a pencil. The number 2 pencil was our laptop. We had a gun, a radio, baton, and handcuffs. Today, you carry tasers, body cameras, extra magazines, more extra magazines, pepper spray, and the list just goes on and on. I just had a staff meeting last week where we discussed installing trailer hitches on our police cars to carry all the things that you guys have to carry, because I'm sure there's more coming as well. Oh yeah, don't forget the police stickers too. You are entering the public safety profession during an exceptionally difficult time for our nation's peace officers. There exists today a very real and deliberate campaign to terrorize our nation's law enforcement officers. The level of violence aimed at law enforcement personnel has escalated in many regions of our country and is being intensified by the hatred of a small but vocal few who are adept at manipulating the media. Make no mistake, it is a difficult and dangerous time to be a peace officer, and not just because of the increased violence aimed at us. During my career, I've witnessed significant changes in statutes, as well as the definition of what constitutes criminal behavior in this state. We are emptying our prisons, minimizing drug use and drug charges, and changing what used to be considered serious crimes to misdemeanors. As a society, we seem to have come to a place where we expect very little from the behavior of our fellow man and woman. Personal responsibility has taken a backseat to all manner of syndromes, disorders, or any far-fetched reason a smart defense attorney can fabricate. Experiencing these changes, if left unchecked, can lead to frustration, cynicism, and generally feeling unappreciated. You may even find difficulty staying positive and motivated and question your career choice and whether or not you are truly making a difference. The reality of intense public scrutiny can add to these feelings. You will now be in the public eye 24/7 and not just on duty. No longer will your neighbors see you as John Smith. You are now John Smith, the officer who works for the police department. And everything you do from this point forward, such as how you drive, how you look, how you behave, and even how well kept your home is, will be measured against that backdrop. In this day of smartphones and computers, public scrutiny can not only be harsh, but disseminated quicker than we ever thought possible. It's an unfortunate fact of life for all of us going forward, but do everything in your power to prevent from becoming the unwitting star of your own reality show because of a video revealing unprofessional conduct that has gone viral. With the 24-hour news cycle, social media, and YouTube, what you do during a police-citizen contact can be viewed over 1 million times before the end of your shift. Your actions will reflect on your partners and impact all of law enforcement. Yes, these are challenges that are part of the public safety profession in 2020. However, how you react to them is the measurement of your character and your leadership. You may even be asking yourself, how should I react to these challenges? I'm going to give you a few ways to do that. First and foremost, attitude is everything. I've always maintained that attitude is a choice. We have the ability to choose a positive or a negative attitude. Now is the time to decide to be a positive force, to be part of the solution, to make the best of every day. And positive attitudes is infectious to those around you, and displaying this will not only make your job easier, but your supervisors will recognize it as well. We could actually probably call that the attitude virus, right? Every single person we contact has a mother and a father, relatives and friends, and are cared about by someone. It does not matter if we are dealing with a community pillar, a criminal, or a homeless person. We must think through our actions and comport ourselves in a manner that represents our badge in the best possible light for the community and the profession as a whole. Do not take the tasks inherent in this noble and distinguished profession lightly. Your job is to serve your fellow human. Every day of your life in uniform, you'll be referred to as a law enforcement officer. However, only a percentage of what you will be doing in the job is actually enforcing the law. Your primary function will in fact be serving the community in a myriad of ways. It is the expectation of both the public and the department that you will provide a high level of service to your community. It is in fact what this academy has taught you and all of us expect of you. Do this with all the energy and pride you can muster. Throughout your self-defense training, you have been taught to have the warrior spirit and a survival mindset. And yes, your mental preparedness for the violence and chaos in this job is proper. However, we also need to evolve in the way we think about our jobs. It is a community expectation, our mandate, that you dedicate your career to community service, have respect for all people, be polite, caring, a caring approach, and a response for every situation you encounter, and treat all citizens with dignity, fairness, and impartiality. The legitimacy of our profession depends on how fair and impartial we conduct ourselves. Service in every form possible is your mandate. Never take action based on emotion or personal agendas. What you do will have lifelong consequences to the citizens you deal with. Never allow a victim to be victimized a second time, and never perform to a minimum standard. Do everything in your power to exceed the standards of procedural justice, transparency, trust building, and your department's policies and best practices. Communicate. It's okay to speak to people and explain what you are doing. As I look back at some of the citizen complaints I've taken over the course of my career, I have found that a large number of them would have never occurred had the officer simply taken the time to explain what and why they were doing what they were doing. You owe it to the people you serve to engage in an unsolicited explanation of your actions. Curb their anxiety. If at all possible, make them feel comfortable with your actions and presence, and it will save you problems in the future. Most importantly, family is everything. Never underestimate the impact your family has in relationship to your responsibility as a peace officer. Friends and fellow law enforcement officers are important, no question. However, it is your family that will keep you balanced and hold you accountable. They are the ones who will worry about you while you're on duty. They were here before you attended the academy. They were by your side as you were trained here, and they will be here with you long after your badge is retired. Calm their fears and assure them of your professionalism by your proper actions. Never let the job consume you. Always, always find time for them. Listen to others and be open-minded. Be the kind of law enforcement officer who is available to aid and to validate, not to malign, not to judge, but to listen intently. Providing a caring heart to a peer will surely help you more than you realize. Your peers will remember long past the conclusion of any traumatic event, and there will be many, the conduct of every member of their chain of command or squad. In the face of human tragedy, they will remember who called, who cared, who showed up. Everyone's day to be on the giving and receiving end of this will come. Decide now where you'll be standing when that day comes. Find balance at home and work. If there's one overriding lesson I have learned throughout my career, it is maintain balance between your personal and professional lives. You can certainly love being a cop, and of course it's easy to associate with your brothers and sisters in law enforcement because they understand you. They get where you're coming from. But trust me when I tell you that the temptation to always be around other peace officers needs to be kept in check. Broaden your experiences, consider earning a degree, continue to immerse yourself in pursuits beyond this profession, develop new leisure interests, and have non-cop friends. It is my belief that doing so will keep you grounded and give you a broader perspective on life. After retiring many, many years from now, you won't be reflecting on that great arrest you made or that extra overtime shift you took for your partner. Instead, it will be the baseball games, the birthday parties, and the holiday celebrations with your family and friends that will resonate with you. It's these meaningful experiences that bring us genuine, enduring happiness. If at all possible, don't miss out on any of those opportunities. In my humble opinion, you've chosen the greatest career in the world, and I am genuinely excited for each of you. Our profession is in constant need of new ideas, innovative thinkers, and an unbridled sense of enthusiasm for doing the right thing. We need critical thinkers who know how to ask the right questions, police officers who contemplate the consequences of their actions and recognize there are many different solutions to the same societal problems. We cherish and honor you for your willingness to serve and to be willing to run to a threat when everybody else is running the opposite direction. Finally, I ask that you live in this moment right now, that you truly comprehend what you're experiencing today, the pride, the excitement, sense of accomplishment, the sense of duty, dignity, and discipline. Keep those feelings locked in your mind and resurrect this moment in times of doubt or when you falter. Draw from this moment and everything you have learned in this police academy, and I'm confident you'll do the right thing when it needs to be done. Keep your head high, your boots shined, and your shield untarnished. Bear with me. Steve, could you hold me? I got your back. Yeah. Today is my last day as a full-time police officer. I'm retiring after 30 years of law enforcement, and I must say, this career has been one of life's biggest blessings for me and my family. I pray you have the same unbelievable ride that we had. I began my career when I graduated this very academy. Excuse me. I know when this is over, half these guys are probably gonna make fun of me, so that's why that's more why I'm tearing up, because I'm just getting ready for it. I'm just getting ready for it is all I'm doing. I'm not really sad. I pray that you have the same unbelievable ride that my family and I had. I began my career when I graduated this very academy, and I could not be more proud than to conclude my career as yours begin, on the same exact stage, the same exact yellow line of tape on the stage that you're getting ready to experience. I welcome you, our next generation of guardians in the profession that I love and cherish. So I'm going to go off script here a little bit because I thought of this morning driving in, because I got an extra couple of miles put on my trip. I touched on family first, and I mean it. Take the time, because when you turn 50 or you turn 55 or you turn whatever age it is that you're going to retire, you'll start going through photos, and you'll start going through mementos, and you'll create. I brought my shadow box here not to pay homage to me, Rod Cox, but to make sure that you understand the gravity of what you're getting involved in. And this box of metal back here represents my 30-year career. But there's a box of photos and a box of memories that represent what I did as a family man and as a husband and as a father. And I'll tell you, that's the biggest reward. So make sure you pay attention to those things. Collect the metal. Get ready for your shadow box. It's really cool. And when you get done here today, I want all of you to walk up here and take a look at it. Don't spend too much time on my photos. I know you all want to look at me, but take a look at the badges. Take a look at the experiences that box represents. But know that all it represents is a box of metal. It's that picture of my family that means the most in that box. Society has vested in you a great responsibility. I warn you not to be impressed by your authority, but rather be humbled by it, for it is much larger than any of us in this room. Find every opportunity to make a difference in somebody's day and somebody's life. Love one another, stay safe, and Godspeed in all that you do. A sincere and heartfelt congratulations.
Thank you, Chief. At this time, we'll begin the presentation of certificates and badges to the graduating recruits. Class 161 received well over 1,000 hours of comprehensive instruction taught by academic, legal, and law enforcement professionals. The recruits have completed numerous tests of their cognitive and psychomotor skills. Additionally, the recruits completed 16 hours of ride-alongs with their police departments with the intention of enhancing their understanding of community policing and public service. We encourage our recruits to adopt these same character principles in their personal lives and contribute to the community beyond traditional law enforcement efforts. To that end, Class 161 was challenged to use a portion of their off time, such that it was working to benefit others. They participated in a number of community events, again, during their off time, including the Oakview Community Event in Huntington Beach, the Field of Valor in the City of Orange, the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation event in the City of Anaheim, the We Give Thanks event in Anaheim, the Kiwanis Land Boys and Girls Club Rehab in Garden Grove, and their last event was to run a 5K race on the base at the Joint Armed Forces Training Center in Los Alamitos. In addition to that, we had UCI come out and they participated in a blood drive that was specific to their class. No push-ups that day. We believe they're beginning their careers with an excellent understanding of what it means to be a good representative of their community and our profession. Thank you. Will the representative from Alhambra Police Department, Assistant Chief Eric Parra, please come forward? Daniel Lee. Daniel was born in Dallas, Texas, raised in Hong Kong, holds his associate's degree in drafting and design technology. He was a Lance Corporal in the U.S. Marine Corps working to support field artillery. His goals are to complete his bachelor's degree and eventually get on the SWAT team. All of the recruits today will be pinned by a member of the training staff, as was introduced earlier. Garrett Avila. From the Anaheim Police Department, Chief Jorge Cisneros. Garrett was born and raised in Anaheim, homegrown. He's attended Orange Coast College, and his goals are to work in the community outreach detail and eventually become a patrol sergeant. Austin Brown. Austin holds his bachelor's degree from the California State University San Marcos in political science and sociology. Formerly a police cadet with the Anaheim Police Department, he looks forward to working as a detective in the gang unit and a homicide detail. Alex Burnett. Alex was born in Anaheim, raised in Huntington Beach, attended Ocean View High School. He hopes to become a member of a Vice Unit, SWAT Unit, and someday become a captain. Alex previously was a member of Major League Baseball with the Twins, the Orioles, Cubs, Toronto Blue Jays. Brianna Castro. Brianna was born and raised Bellflower in La Palma, holds 2 bachelor's degrees, economics and criminology, law and society. Hopes to join a gang unit and work with the youth programs. Previously served as a Los Angeles County Probation Detention Services Officer. Jack Flato. Jack was raised in Oceanside, holds his bachelor's degree in communications from the University of San Diego. Hopes one day to become a homicide detective and work on Anaheim's Scout Sniper detail. Alma Rizzo. Alma was born in Orange but raised in Anaheim. Bad choice, Alma. Holds a bachelor's degree from the University of California Political Science and Cognitive Psychology. Hopes to become a canine officer and eventually attend the FBI Academy, in Quantico, Virginia. For anybody keeping score, that's the first canine officer. Usually everybody wants to be a canine handler. That's number one. Where's Austin Martinez? Keep track, please. From the Brea Police Department, Chief John Burks, Connor Christner. Connor was born and raised in Corona, holds his bachelor's degree from Cal State Fullerton in kinesiology, hopes to become a detective and hold a supervisor position. Wesley Wan. Wesley was born and raised in Orange, Rizzo, pay attention. Holds his bachelor's degree from New York University, which is in the United Arab Emirates, in history and U.S. foreign policy. Hopes to become a detective and work as an evaluator at the Criminal Justice Training Center. Formerly served as a transportation security officer for the TSA. We promised not to hold him against that. We held it against him, we just did. And last, no, I'm sorry, Matthew Kim. We have a couple more. Matthew was born in Yorba Linda, has his bachelor's degree in biology, hopes to become a canine handler, work for a homeless outreach team, and eventually promote. Connor Spencer. Connor was raised in Chino Hills, holds his bachelor's from Cal Lutheran University in Thousand Oaks in exercise science. Also hopes to become a canine handler one day. Stephen Wolf. Stephen was born and raised in Placentia, holds his bachelor's from UC Davis in communication, hopes to join the North County SWAT team and promote to supervisor. From the California Department of Motor Vehicles, Chief Tom Wilson. Andrea Fields. Andrea was born and raised in Lancaster, holds her bachelor's degree from Cal State Long Beach in criminal justice. Her goals include acquiring an expertise in defensive tactics and maintaining her lifetime fitness. Edwin Rivas. Edwin holds his bachelor's degree from Cal State Northridge in sociology, is a U.S. Army Reservist sergeant as a military police officer, hopes to eventually promote to the level of commander. From the Cypress Police Department, Chief Rod Cox. Stephen Hack. Stephen was born and raised in Riverside, California, holds his bachelor's degree from Cal State Long Beach in criminal justice and criminology, previously served as a police aide for the Cypress Police Department, hopes to become a detective one day and join the West County SWAT team, which Cypress is part of. Leangelo White. Leangelo was born and raised in Buena Park. He's attended University of California, Irvine. Also hopes to become part of West County SWAT team and promote to sergeant. From the Fountain Valley Police Department, Chief Matt Shepard. Daniel Shaw. Daniel was born and raised in Huntington Beach, holds his bachelor's from Cal State Long Beach in criminology. He's a Fountain Valley Police Department police cadet and police service officer. Hopes to complete the canine agitation course and eventually become a canine handler with Fountain Valley. Jose Toledo. Jose was born and raised in Santa Ana, holds his bachelor's from Cal State Fullerton in criminal justice. He served Fountain Valley previously as an explorer, a cadet, a police service officer, and a property clerk. He hopes to one day lead their explorer program. From the Garden Grove Police Department, Chief Tom DeRay. Francisco Avalos. Francisco was born and raised in Garden Grove, another homegrown young officer, holds his associate's degree from Golden West College in political science. Previously served Garden Grove as a police explorer and cadet, hopes to become a member of one of their special units. And Francisco turned 21 during the academy, we think. Daryl Cortez. Daryl also was born and raised in Garden Grove, attended Orange Coast College, hopes to become a member of a special unit like the Undercover Narcotics Unit. Taylor Duarte. Taylor was born and raised in Corona, holds his bachelor's degree from Cal State Fullerton in communication. Chad Kim. Chad was born and raised in Anchorage, Alaska, holds his associate's degree from Irvine Valley College in criminal justice. Was previously with Garden Grove as a record specialist, hopes to work their gang unit one day. Michael Moser. Michael was born in Anaheim, has attended Golden West College, previously served Riverside Sheriff's Office in Garden Grove, public safety dispatcher, explorer, and traffic control aide in Anaheim. Hopes to become a motor officer, a valiant career, or a canine officer, not so valiant career. But they are winning about 5-1 right now. Emmanuel Perez. I didn't want to interrupt, but unfortunately, Emmanuel also wants to be part of a canine unit, just falling behind. Alfredo Salgado. Alfredo was raised in the Orange County area, including Garden Grove, Tustin, and Santa Ana, and he holds his bachelor's degree from Cal State Dominguez Hills in criminal justice. One of his goals is to eventually get into a position where he can help future law enforcement officers. Samuel Toma. Samuel was born and raised in San Diego, holds his bachelor's degree from Biola University in kinesiology, hopes to work a specialized unit and promote into leadership. Representing Golden West College, Chief John Arnold. Karen Sedano. Karen was born and raised in West Covina, holds her bachelor's degree from California State Polytechnic University in political science, hopes to become a canine officer and a detective. She also previously worked for the Anaheim Union High School District as a campus safety aide. Brandon Erickson. Brandon was born and raised in Visalia. He was previously a sergeant of military police in the U.S. Army. Thank you for your service. Hopes to become a member of a SWAT team and a vice unit. Tyler Park. Tyler was born in South Korea but raised in Long Beach, holds his bachelor's degree from Cal State Long Beach in communications studies. Would like to work to a position of being a field training officer and a supervisor. Michelle Turek. Michelle was born and raised in Grenada, has attended Golden West College, and hopes to one day become a member of a human trafficking task force. From the Hawthorne Police Department, Chief Michael Ishii. Omeda Exume. Omeda is homegrown Hawthorne. She was born and raised there, holds her bachelor's from Cal State Dominguez Hills in Business Administration Management and Human Resource Concentration. She was an explorer with Torrance PD and a parking enforcement officer and jailer with Hawthorne. John Brock. John was born and raised in Hawaii, holds his bachelor's degree from Oregon State University in exercise, sports, and science. Was previously a parking enforcement officer with Hawthorne PD, hopes to become a member of their SWAT team. Gustavo Campos. Gustavo was born in Gardena and raised in Lawndale, holds his associate's degree from El Camino College in Administration of Justice. He was previously a jailer with Hawthorne, also a police service officer with Palos Verdes Estates, dispatcher with El Camino PD, and a police cadet as well. Erica Maroquin. Erica was born in Guatemala, raised in Los Angeles. She was a police department explorer with Hawthorne, also a cadet and a parking enforcement officer, and one of their Explorer advisors. She hopes to promote to sergeant and eventually lead their Explorer program. Samantha Nagaway. Samantha was born and raised in Cypress, attended Cypress Community College, also a jailer for the Hawthorne Police Department, and hopes to also join a human trafficking task force. From the Huntington Beach Police Department, Chief Robert Handy. Savannah Cornelison. Savannah was born and raised in Bakerfield, holds her master's from Vanguard University in Leadership Studies, hopes to become a detective and an SRO. Savannah, I did listen to most of your speech backstage. I appreciate the shout out for motors being cool, but I think it's highly optimistic that you think I'm going to be awake at 10 o'clock tonight. Justin Jeffers. Justin was born and raised in Wildemar, hopes to become a detective with the Huntington Beach Police Department. Lucas Patrick. Lucas was born and raised in Huntington Beach, holds his bachelor's degree from Hope International University in church ministry, hopes to become a field training officer, detective, canine handler, and join their SWAT team. From the La Habra Police Department, Chief Jerry Price. Eric Esquivel. Eric was born and raised in Corona, holds his bachelor's degree from Cal State Fullerton in finance and criminal justice. Previously worked for Cal State as a parking officer, hopes to become a canine handler and be assigned their SWAT team, and eventually promote to captain and chief. Misael Osorio. Misael was raised in Moreno Valley, holds his bachelor's degree from Cal State Fullerton in kinesiology. Hopes to become a school resource officer and also join the North County SWAT team. From the Monterey Park Police Department, Chief Kelly Gordon. Ricky Artmani. Ricky was, somebody should be doing push-ups after that. We heard it. Ricky was born and raised in Los Angeles, attended Claremont High School, and was an avionics technician as a sergeant for the U.S. Marine Corps. He hopes to promote to lieutenant. Michelle Contreras. Michelle was born and raised in Monterey Park, holds a bachelor's from the University of Laverne in criminology. Previously served Monterey Park as a community services officer. From the Orange Police Department, Chief Tom Casella. Ashley Christie. Ashley was born and raised in Canyon Lake, has her bachelor's degree from Cal State San Bernardino in history. Her goal is to experience as many special details as possible, including the mounted unit. Thanks for that, Chief. Matthew Hart. Matthew was born and raised in La Habra, has his bachelor's degree from Cal State Fullerton in business administration and marketing. His goal is to become a member of our homeless liaison team and would eventually like to promote to lieutenant or captain. Give this assignment right now. Brian Kinder. Brian was born and raised in Huntington Beach. His goals include school resource officer, canine, and motor. Can't do that simultaneously. And eventually promote. He was formerly working for the City of Orange as one of our corporate yard mechanics. Connor Kreutzeiger. Connor was born and raised in Anaheim, has his bachelor's from Cal State Fullerton in finance. Previously worked for Cal State Fullerton PD as a community service officer. His goals include working narcotics enforcement, getting on our SWAT team, working special investigations, and eventually promoting to sergeant. Matthew Mondragon. Matthew was born and raised in Corona, holds 2 bachelors from University of California, Irvine, criminology, law and society, and psychology and social behavior. Previously worked for the Orange County Probation Department as a correction officer and the Anaheim Police Department as a traffic control assistant and police cadet. Tyler Moore. Tyler was born and raised in Temecula, has his bachelor's from Fort Hays State University, which is in Kansas, in organizational leadership. Hopes to become a member of our SWAT team and promote to sergeant. Taylor Yaffe. Taylor was born and raised in Laguna Niguel. Hopes to become a narcotics and gang unit officer and promote to sergeant. From the Palos Verdes Estates Police Department, Captain Tony Best. Daniel Alvarez. Daniel was born and raised in Los Angeles and has attended West Los Angeles College. He hopes to promote to eventually a supervision position. Jordan Mundy. Jordan was born and raised in Rolling Hills Estates, close. Was educated locally at Palos Verdes Peninsula High School and Rolling Hills Estates and hopes to promote within his department. From the Placentia Police Department, Captain Brad Butts. Nathan Iniguez. Nathan was born and raised in Santa Ana, holds his bachelor's degree from Cal State Fullerton in criminal justice. Previously with Placentia, he served as a cadet and a parking control officer. Hopes to become a drug recognition expert and serve as a canine officer. Larissa Perez. Larissa was raised in Norwalk, holds her bachelor's from Aspen University in early childhood education. One of her goals is to learn Spanish, and she also hopes to serve as a canine handler. For Officer Martinez, that's 2 of his people at Placentia that want his job. From the Westminster Police Department, Chief Mark Lauterbach. Jonathan Black. Jonathan was born and raised in Hemet, California. He holds his bachelor's degree from Cal State Long Beach in criminal justice and forensic studies. Hopes to promote to detective and sergeant. Dalton Foland. Dalton was raised in Lake Forest, and his goals include canine handler and sergeant. Gabriela Mora. Gabriella was born and raised in Santa Ana and holds her associate's degree from Mount San Antonio College in criminal justice. She hopes one day to be a school resource officer and a detective. Jonathan Nee. I say Jonathan? Did I? It's Johnson. I'm glad you didn't correct me. That an as you were would have been appropriate, but not 58 at one time. Would have pushed me over. Sorry, Mr. Nee. It clearly says Johnson on my script. He was born and raised in Garden Grove. Hopes to become a canine handler and a motor officer, but that's only two for me. But he wants to promote to chief. Yeah. All right, from the Whittier Police Department, Captain Kent Miller. Christopher Alvarez. Christopher was born and raised in Pico Rivera, holds his bachelor's degree from Whittier College in Business Administration and Economics. Hopes to promote to detective, become a sergeant, and eventually serve as a recruit training officer. Okay, I'm worn out, but we still have some things to do. 58 recruits was quite a march. And each of the recruits have earned their certificate and the badges that they now wear. However, we do have several outstanding achievement presentations to make. After completing 1,000 hours in the academy in 24 weeks, that's a huge accomplishment. Excuse me. And these recruits finished at the top of their specific disciplines. They don't know who they are. They might be guessing, but they don't really know. So I'll go through them as quickly as possible. In academic achievement, the total number of points available is 675. This recruit earned 651.63 for a 96.5%. Recruit Francisco Avalos.
I'll give it to them.
The recruits spend a lot of time at the range, firing a variety of weapons, including handgun and shotgun. They have 4 specific post-required handgun tests and 4 post-required shotgun tests. There's a total of 200 points possible, and this recruit earned 198.8 for a 99.4%. Recruit Ricky Artmani. If the recruits spend a lot of time at the firearms range, I'm not sure how to describe how much time they spend PTing, and this is not necessarily including what the RTOs put them through, but just the PT staff. They have 2 tested exams, a midterm and a final, for a total of 200 points. This recruit earned 197.1 for a 98.5%. Recruit Garrett Avila. The next area is report writing, which is where these officers are about to spend the majority of their careers. There are 5 tested reports for a total of 200 points. This recruit earned 193.25 or a 96.6. Recruit Ashley Christie. Those recruits spend quite a bit of time with the RTOs and with other instructors working to learn application of the knowledge that they earned in the classroom. Post requires 14 tested or scored scenarios over the entire class. This recruit earned 207.9 out of 210 points for a total of 99%. Recruit Matthew Hart. The last award I have to give out is for our honor recruit. This is the recruit that earned the most points out of all the others, the first of 58. There are 1,685 points possible. This recruit earned 1,604.84 for a 95.24. And if you have a one understanding of how close the recruits are when they finish, the next recruit was 0.03 percentage points behind the number one leader. Recruit Francisco Avalos. Francisco, don't go away. Francisco, come on back. It's nice to clap for him. It's a tradition for the staff to purchase a gift for the honor recruit. Over the years, we've done a variety of different things, but for this class, you have to step back here, Francisco. Stop getting in the way. You're shadowing me. Come on back. The staff has purchased a firearm for him to use as a backup or off-duty weapon. This is empty. No one panic. But we'll talk later about how you're going to redeem that. Congratulations. That's okay. I'll work it out.
Well, all of those awards are well-deserved and recognize the outstanding job that not only you do as a class, but that you do as individuals. Our class president mentioned it in her speech, and that's the fact that we embrace the principles relative to good character. And so we've adopted the 6 pillars of character made famous by the Joseph Institute of Ethics and, of course, the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics. And so a number of years ago, we implemented the Director's Award. And this award is unique in the fact that the class themselves nominate a student, a recruit, to receive this award. And the criteria is not only that recruit who understands the 6 pillars of character, but lives it during the length of the academy. Those nominations come to staff. Staff makes a recommendation to my office based on the nominations, and that particular individual is selected. And let me just share with you a couple of poignant comments that were made in the nominations, written nominations. This recruit puts forth every effort, not for just himself, but for the class. Has always shown care and respect for others. Exemplifies the 6 pillars every day. The most selfless recruit in the class. He cares about everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the Director's Award for Class 161 is Stephen Wolf of the Bureau of Police Department. For the benefit of our viewers on live stream and for the video, I did want to mention recently the ladies from the Huntington Valley Assistance League came to the class and awarded 4 of our police recruit military veterans with scholarship checks. Making it through the police academy can be a bit challenging, especially if you have a young family. And those ladies, once again, outdid themselves. They presented our students with $20,000 in scholarship, but if you do the math, that's $5,000 per scholarship per student. So, ladies, if you're watching, again, thank you. We look forward to next class. Class video, Captain, would you like to introduce the class video? The dignitaries, if you would take a seat down in the audience, please.
Well, we have a number of traditions here at Golden West College, and one of them is to show a video that is unique to each graduating class that has successfully completed the academy. And today is no different. We have a video for Class 161 and Officer Mike Short from Laguna Beach. Thank you so much for your hard work and dedication on putting this together. For the viewing audience, I just want you to understand that this is just a snippet of what they have gone through. And you may be sitting at home thinking that parts of it are a little funny, and they probably are. And for Class 161 and 2, if you do see something that looks funny, it's appropriate to laugh. It's okay. But just understand that at the time that this was being taken, there certainly wasn't anybody laughing, and it was serious. So please enjoy.
die. Sound of the siren. Insane, inside, the danger gets me high. Can't help myself, got secrets I can't tell. I love the smell of gasoline. I light the match to taste the heat. I've always liked to play with fire.
Into the tear gas environment, and then from there we'll walk you out. Folks that don't currently have helmets were asked to act again as the buddy officer. Go out of your position just beyond where Commander Sorensen is, and as we bring the person out of the door, you'll take them and escort them to the
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready?
I remember entering the room. I walked around like two. I think I remember doing the first one. Don't remember the second one. Apparently, I exited the room and passed out. I don't remember much about it. All I did was woke up to a bunch of khaki pants and red shirts around me. I was a little upset at the time when they woke me up because I was having a good dream. I was a little down on my sleep being in the academy, so.
Are we the hunters, or are we the prey? There's no surrender, there's no escape. Are we the hunters, or are we the prey? There's a time for peace, and there's a time for war. Time to be a man, and know what you're fighting for. You gotta lay it all on the line, 'cause blood is thicker than the wine of the enemy. Yeah, there's a time for peace, time for war. Let's show 'em what we're fighting for. If we go down together.
It's crazy to think about how 6 months ago we were all essentially all scared to come here and all nervous the night before. Now we get out there on the grinder, we're confident what we're doing. We've had a lot of training, a lot of lessons learned. Osmus has been major in patrol techniques. All the RTOs have been giving us little lessons at latch on brakes. And so it's just, we're all getting ready to go step out and start doing the job.
Hiding from trouble and you went the wrong way. You might keep running, but you'll never escape. 'Cause we're hard to stop. We're hard to stop. Rise up, rise up, rise up. This is where it begins. Rise up, rise up, made to be legends. If there's a shadow hanging over our fate, we won't forget that deep inside we're the same. We're hard to stop. We're hard to stop. This is where it begins. Rise up, made to be ain't no stopping us now. Ain't no stopping us now. Ain't no stopping us now. Ain't no stopping us. No stopping us. We made to be legends.
It's an excellent video. Thank you, Officer Short. Sergeant Osmus from the Cypress Police Department will now administer the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics.
Class, attention! Present arms! I, Brianna Castro, Christopher Alvarez, Hunter Kreitzger, Brian Kinder, Chad Kidd, Ashley Christie, Savannah Quinn-Ellison, Daniel Lee, Garrett Avila, Austin Brown, Alex Burnett, Jack Plato, Alma Riza, Connor Kirshner, Leslie Wool, Matthew Kim, Cody Spencer, Stephen Wool, Andrea Field, Edward
you, Class 161. You've worked hard this last 6 months. I know you know that better than anybody. For the family and friends watching, thank you for your support of this class. I know that you had no small part of the workload. And for me, last class, the last thing I want to tell you before we dismiss for the final time is this. Every once in a while, step back from whatever you're doing, whatever rank you have, whatever assignment you have. Once in a while, step back and remind yourself why you got into law enforcement. Class President Cornelison, for the final time, you may dismiss the class.
Class 161, it has been an honor for a final time. Dismissed! 161, rise up!
What you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown come for you? Tell me what you gonna do, what you gonna do? Yeah, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? You chuck it on that one, you chuck it on this one, you chuck it on your mother and you chuck it on your father, you chuck it on your brother and you chuck it on your sister, you chuck it on that one and you chuck it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, or what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Nobody now give you no break. Police now give you no break. That old soldier man I give you no break.